Today I want to explain. And today I want. And today I wanted to explain a certain thing that's been going on for. Actually, one thing you might ask, what's this one about? Well, today is an interesting one of the videos. Today we're explaining. Today we're explaining. Today we're explaining about a certain thing that I never even done before on my channel, but other people had covered before. Today we're explaining about comic books that are not part of their main continuity. Let's start with Marvel, with a thing called Hulk the End. And so I'm asking, what is Hulk the End? It's a what-if scenario where Hulk is the last man on Earth. And maybe be surprised, follows the end of his story. Well, a what-if version. It was written by the most familiar faces in Hulk writing, Peter David. It was written in the early 2000s, specifically 2002. Now, Hulk the End also follows him, facing against giant mutated bugs. Yes, pretty crazy. Another what-if scenario is a very interesting one. And because of my certain audience on YouTube, on this, the site in general, I'm gonna have to leave some of this thing to your imagination and just guess the rest. This is called Old Man Logan. And it follows another what-if scenario where Hulk was evil and gone crazy. It's sort of, let's just say, had a not so correct relationship with his cousin She-Hulk. Ah! And the rest, I would say, you have to read it to believe it. We will know from a couple of Marvel from few that can be found by its rival DC. The first one of these is a pretty interesting one. It's from the mid-90s and it's called Kingdom Come. It's another scenario of the Justice League. It even follows a storyline where Joker had killed Lois Lane. But this is not injustice, so of course he didn't snap and became evil and wanted to kill the Joker. Instead, he brought him in and, barely changed from this event. Speaking of evil Superman, there's a thing called Superman Red Sun, where instead of another scenario where instead of crash landing on America, he's in Russia. And unfortunately, he becomes a dictator. Very interesting, you might say. Yes, very interesting. Another Superman one, this one not so well made, and interesting for very different reasons. It's called All-Star Batman Robin. It's supposed to be connected to the Dark Knight Returns trilogy of books. However, there's one problem. This Batman does not act anywhere like he does in The Dark Knight Returns. He's kind of cruel to his version of Robin. Kind of other characters to be compared to him. And acts total insanity. Like splitting the car in half of the Batmobile. Or the most famous one, I'm the GD Batman. It's like, why? That's not the thing he would say. Firstly, Batman is never once wants to say any form of a curse word, even ones that don't count as curse words. Secondly, how nonsense this is. Oh, and not so surprisingly, this is the same man who wrote The Dark Knight Returns. One man named Frank Miller. It's like, what happened to him to make this story? Lost his mind, dear viewer, lost his mind. One of the interesting things about All-Star Batman and Robin, one of the only good things about All-Star Batman and Robin is the fact that, the artwork is pretty good. Done by someone named Jim Lee. Next, we have another Superman story. And this one is another futuristic one. It's called Superman at Earth's End. It's exactly what he sounds like. A crazy story that doesn't make any sense. Superman himself facing against the Backrite creatures. And the famous one is when he punches someone in the gut by saying, I'm a man. It's like, what is this? Oh, you might say, you know exactly what this is. Yeah, nonsense. Also, I mentioned that this Superman has a strap of guns attached to him. I'm not kidding. He holds a thing with a bunch of guns. It's like, you might be asking, when did you see Superman with a gun before? Or I mentioned that in a previous video. Y'all check it out. You might be surprised to see that guns are not a thing of Superman that's shown with Superman so often. Also, he doesn't need that type of weapon. He has superpowers. What a weird idea people have of giving him guns. Anyway, let's end on this a more interesting story. This one is very interesting. See, it's part of DC's, it's sort of a multiverse of DC's main continuity, except it's slightly different alternate universes. It's Batman, but it's evil versions of him. Batman who lives, the Murder Machine, the Devastator, and a few others that really you have to look for yourself to see how crazy these alternate universes are. And those are the ones I can find. I'm Matt the Comic Guy. See you in the next video tomorrow and a couple more videos of the 8th. Bye.